Hi everyone, this is Kat and Adam with RainbowWarrior.me, and we're so excited to present to you guys a Trump chart. That's right, a Donald Trump chart, natal chart, and also his solar progression for November 3rd, the election day. So we wanted to analyze and see, is this in the stars for Donald Trump according to astrology, 13 signs specifically, which we feel is way more accurate than 12 sign. Is it in his stars to become the president for the next 4 years? So I'm going to hand you over to Adam, and he will begin.
Alrighty, so we're just going to go from the sun all the way down to a little thing called part of fortune. You probably don't know what the symbols look like, but that's okay. It's more the information about him. So the first thing is the sun. His sun is in Taurus. It's in the 10th house. Where it's placed is with the duties and responsibilities. And it's said here that he experiences strained relationships when it comes to those duties and responsibilities. Next one is the moon in Ophiuchus. It's in the 4th house. And it's the moon of the shaman. And where it's placed is the latter part of life. And you can probably see him doing some more shamanistic things. And also being a crisis manager. That's right, a crisis manager. I don't think anyone could really be dealing with these crises as good as him at this point. Next, Mercury and Gemini in the 11th house. And where it's placed is the collective involvement. Once again, that's the collective involvement. And where it says here, he's a renowned literary figure, social, rich, and very helpful. Once again, very helpful. Right? Venus and Gemini in the 11th house, where it's placed, is loved received. Well, the love he receives is like a love-hate, right? He will be among the social elite, as you can see, right? Next is Mars and Leo. It's in the 12th house, where it's placed is the conscious eternal bliss. And for him, physical difficulties will not distract him from his esoteric interest. And next is Jupiter. Jupiter in Virgo in the 2nd house, where it's placed is the skills. And for him, he gains wealth through honest activities, and he can sift the truth from the lies. Next is Saturn. It's in Gemini. It's in the 11th house, where it's placed is the friendship circles, right? Means honesty and dependability and communication, and he's rich and skillful. Next is Uranus and Taurus. It's in the 10th house, where it's placed is also duties and responsibilities. And for him, is being a trailblazer. He makes his own path. And he plans every step of the way because of Taurus, right? Neptune retrograde in Virgo, where it's placed in the 2nd house, is physical possessions. And because Neptune is retrograde, that means that he's here to realize his dreams and happen to be in Virgo, meaning bringing a creative outlook to an analytical process. So using the right mind, the creative abilities, to wow the left mind process analytical side. Next is Pluto in Cancer. It's in the 12th house, where it's placed as a hidden strengths and limitations. And here it's a learning to be a provider, because Pluto is in Cancer, right? Next is the rising in Leo, which overlays the whole chart. It's the persona, the mask, or the higher self. Dignity, energy, and will, and he roars like a lion.
And what house is that in?
The rising is always in the 1st house, because
Okay.
that's where the rising is. That's
Great.
why you don't say what house it's in.
Okay.
Midheaven, always in the 10th house. That's why you don't say what house it's in. It's in Taurus, where it's placed is right there. Public image. His public image is good with money and planning. Right? Next is Chiron in Virgo. It's in the 2nd house, where it's placed is the earning ability. For him, he asked the question here, Does my perfectionism prevent me from aligning with a path that could bring out a gift in me? And also, North Node in Taurus, it's in the 10th house, also under the duties and responsibilities. External life is simple, but inner life is rich and full. And last but not least, the part of fortune happens to be in Aquarius, and it's in the 6th house, and where it's placed is making a contribution. And for him, it's forging his own way. Freedom and fairness are important as well when it comes to making his contribution. Now, we're going to look.
I have a question before that. I see a bunch of empty houses here.
Oh, that's just the mastery of those houses.
Okay.
The 3rd house is communication.
So he's
short
mastered
travel.
So he's
yes.
mastered communication.
Yes.
He's mastered what else?
Entertainment, the children, love affairs. 7 is partnership, one-on-one partnerships in marriage.
Okay.
8th house is death and rebirth, debt, inheritance, and the 9th house is like philosophy, religion, higher education, spirituality.
So he's mastered quite a bit of houses then.
Yes.
So that means he's probably an old soul.
More than likely.
Okay, great. All right.
Now we're moving on to the arc progress chart here, and we dated it for November 3rd because that's when the election happens. And now, because of that, the sun is in Leo, and still you have these duties and responsibilities, and this time it's attaining higher social status. The moon's in Aquarius now. They don't move the houses, and they don't move their placements when it comes to the duties, responsibilities, and all that kind of stuff, which I mentioned. It's just the sign changes. So now, instead of the moon being in Ophiuchus, it's now in Aquarius, which means sympathizing with humanity and materialistic philosophy. Next is Mercury. It's in Leo, great social activity. This basically is him tweeting all the time, as you can tell. Like, he's a great social activity because he's always tweeting. Venus in Virgo means respected and powerful. Mars in Libra may be accused of immoral behavior. You could see that happening, like when he got impeached and things like that. I mean, not impeached, but
when they
on trial for impeachment, whatnot. Yes. Jupiter in Sagittarius, it's a natural placement. So love of philosophy, religion, higher education, and foreign cultures. Thus saying that he is not racist because he really likes the foreign cultures. Also socially and professionally prominent. Right? Saturn in Virgo, practical, exacting, and hardworking. Psychologically burned out, but financially affluent. Yeah.
Oh, affluent. Okay.
Affluent, yep. Uranus in Leo is to embody a creative spirit that has never been expressed before. That's basically what he's doing. Neptune in Ophiuchus is also retrograde still. So Neptune retrograde, this time in Ophiuchus, receiving guidance through the dream state. He's being led in his dreams. I mean, I don't know if he ever talks about any dreams, but I'm sure he's having some pretty vivid dreams. Pluto in Virgo, remodeling to perfection. So he's taking apart and building all the time to perfection. Because when Pluto's in Virgo, it's about remodeling to become the perfect image. Right? Rising sign in Libra can see things happening through others' eyes, and he desires equality. Right?
Yeah.
Midheaven in Cancer, ultimate caregiver. This is happening right now. Creates beautiful spaces and a comfortable atmosphere. Chiron in Sagittarius, the question to ask, how can I trust the journey I am on? That is the question he asks himself. How can I trust the journey that I am on? North Node in Leo, leader of the working class and sticks up for the underdog. He's for the people. That's basically what it's saying right there. Part of fortune in Aries is bravery and a pioneering spirit and he's very sure of the decisions that he makes and the beliefs that he has. He believes that he wants to make America great again,
again.
which is interesting also because you get the acronym MAGA, which is like magi or magic, right?
Right.
He's producing magic, and as you can tell, I think there is also esoteric wisdom where he was born of the Celtic roots through his mother's lineage and stuff like that, where more than likely he's from a long line of druids.
So I have a question. So looking at his charts, both the natal chart and the solar arc progression, do you think he's gonna win?
Yes, definitely,
Is
most
he
definitely.
is he destined based on his astrology?
Yes, because like I said, when the North Node is in Leo, you're destined to be a leader, and that is like your soul path to be a leader. Like in the beginning, when he was first born, obviously it was in Taurus. He was destined to build an establishment and plan things. Like obviously the whole real estate thing. It was totally his thing.
Okay.
Right? And now it's being a leader for these people. And then also because Mercury, as you can see, is also in Leo for the collective, whatever. Here, let me find that again. Sorry about that.
Find your notes again.
Yeah. Collective involvement
Okay.
is the communication of a leader. Because Mercury represents communication, Leo is like a leader. So basically, his speeches are very strong. And his words are heard all over the world. Not just here in America, but all over the world. I've seen videos where people from like Japan and other places, they're like, we know Trump.
Yeah.
Like, he's everywhere.
Right. So, I mean, looking at his chart, of course, not everyone loves him because they don't understand him. Where do you think this misunderstanding comes from looking at his chart? Maybe in his natal chart. Let's see his natal chart again.
In the natal chart, the misunderstanding is probably, like I said earlier, is that love received Venus and Gemini, because no matter what, there are going to be people that love him and there are going to be people that hate him, because it's like a love-hate relationship.
Oh, okay. So the people that hate him, they're just kind of like on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
It has something to do with that. And looking at his solar arc progression chart for 2020 November 3rd, can you tell if he's gonna be focusing on anything specifically in this next 4 years?
He's going to be more creative. He's going to take things more of a creative approach, and also looking here at the notes, he remodeling to perfection. So like if things weren't working during the last 4 years of his term, these next 4 years he's gonna make things work. He's gonna do whatever he can to make America great again.
Yeah.
Including,
so is it like restructuring institutions and things like that, you mean?
I would say, yeah, right now also because there's a lot of transitions happening. It's happening within the corporation. Some people think America is one big great corporation.
Yeah.
And he's the president of the corporation. So he's going to look and see, because he obviously running the country like he'd run a business, and that's basically what it's been. So he's going to look and see, like, because obviously the chain is only as great as the weakest link, so you got to go and find the weakest links and make them strong and stuff like that. Then think outside the box kind of way of doing it.
Okay. And how about his like health and stuff? How does it look in the chart for the next 4 years?
Looks pretty good.
Okay. What house is that again?
The house of health and wealth.
Which house?
Or health and healing is the sixth house.
Oh, okay, the sixth house. So.
And as you can see, it's the part of fortune that's in Aries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're, like I said earlier, because of that, it's a pioneering spirit. and sure of his decisions and his beliefs. So like regardless of what doctors are saying and what scientists are saying and
Yeah.
stuff like that, he's gonna believe what he wants to believe, and he's gonna do what works. Obviously, like for example,
That's awesome.
when he was diagnosed with
the COVID, the bug.
the bug or whatever, and he went and took this thing called Regeneron,
Yeah.
and it worked for him, and now he wants to share it with everyone else.
Right. Because he's a solution seeker. He's not focused on the problems all the time.
No, he wants to solve any problem that comes, and as you can see, because there's so much happening in the 10th house and the 11th house, the 10th house is the house of career, and because there's so much happening, as you can see, the midheavens there,
Yeah.
Uranus is there, North Node and the Sun, they're all there in the 10th house.
Yeah.
Most of them are the duties and responsibilities,
Yeah.
and the other one's his public image. So his public image is his duties and responsibilities, and he takes them very seriously. Especially
Yeah.
the fact that when Uranus is in Leo, it's basically about a reestablishment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Uranus is like a rebel planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's the one that's on its side with the rings all vertical and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So it's an electrically charged planet, and then because of that, it's like air and fire coming together to create a larger fire
Gotcha.
and stuff like that.
So the 10th house is his public image or career?
The house of career.
Okay.
Midheaven is the public image, but the other three signs, they're in the duties and responsibilities.
Okay, so 10th is about career, and what's 11th again?
11th is like friendship and humanity.
So it seems like a lot of his focus, a lot of his planets and focuses in career and friendship and humanity. Like that's
Yeah, even the collective involvement. The way he communicates is with the collective.
Right, right.
You
That's
know,
awesome.
like it says right there, especially during the November 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
The collective involvement, communication in Leo, like a lion. He's like the
I have another question
king of
for
the
you.
jungle or whatever. You know.
Would you like to be Donald Trump's personal astrologer?
If I ever had a chance, maybe.
All right, great. I'm sure he will appreciate that and appreciate this chart and this reading. And thank you so much, Adam. This was awesome.
You're welcome.
All right. Have fun, everyone, and vote for you-know-who, the right person for the right job. And
The one that wants equality and
Yeah.
liberation, regardless of what the mainstream media says, because the mainstream
Exactly.
media is bought by the elite.
Exactly. You're just going to see a lot of fake news out there. So just trust your gut and your instincts and know that President Trump has his heart in the right place for all of America and all of the world. And we're going to just support
And he's
that.
definitely not afraid of the bug
Yeah.
or anything else that comes
Yeah.
his way.
Exactly.
Not even China.
There's nothing to be afraid of with the bug. Okay. All right, guys, we love you so much. And
Most definitely.
Be sure to check out our website or Instagram at Rainbow Warrior Wellness and Coaching. And our website is rainbowwarrior.me. And we'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye.